Welcome to the sanctuary. I'm Kyle. I recently got a spurt of new subscribers to this channel, and I want to welcome all of you old timers, all you new subscribers, and welcome you to my channel, the Pleasure Den of the Absurd. And today, I'd like to talk about an underappreciated album, The Soft Parade. Somewhat controversial in the eyes of a lot of Doors fans. A lot of people I know that are Doors fans don't like this album, but then there's people that do. And they probably prefer this one over some of the other Doors material. It's just one of those albums, folks. You know, every band seems to have one. Here's the inner gatefold. Pretty psychedelic. This album came out in 1969. The record sleeve gives you an idea of the Doors here as they were at the time of this recording. And it gives you all the lyrics so you can sing along or read along, whatever you want to do. This album here has 9 tracks, 4 of which are solely credited to Robbie Krieger, 4 solely credited to Jim Morrison, and 1 song that's credited to both Krieger and Morrison. But it says here on the back of the album, all songs arranged by John Densmore, Robbie Krieger, Ray Manzarek, and Jim Morrison. Originally released in 1969. This reissue here came out in 2020 via Rhino. And it's very faithful to the original look of the album. The reason this album is so controversial is because the Doors had a certain sound up to this point. When you think of the Doors, you think of that cheesy organ, the guitar playing, the drumming, and of course, Jim Morrison fronting the band. The Doors, who had an established sound of their own, well, now they've got orchestras, string sections, flutes, and saxophones being up front. So it's a little jarring to a lot of people. A lot of Doors fans didn't like this approach. Apparently, they're only on Krieger's songs. Morrison did not want to go that route. So the songs where he's credited, it's just the Doors. I think that the songs, given their nature, it does the songs service to be embellished with all these extra instruments. I think it works. There's 9 tracks. It opens up with Tell All the People. It's a good opener. It gives you an idea of what you're going to hear on this album. It's got the horns in there and everything, and I think it works. You know, it's not overdone. And then it goes into the single, Touch Me. Everyone's heard, and it's got that great sax solo. It's very sophisticated. I think on one of the CD reissues, it gives you the Doors only version, and I think that having the extra musicians on this song really benefited the song and, you know, the success that the band would have with it. After that, it goes into Shaman's Blues, written by Morrison. Krieger wrote the first 2 songs. Here's the first solo Morrison song outing. It's definitely a classic Doors song when you think of, you know, the Doors as they are as a foursome. And then it goes into a track called Do It, which I wrote here. Groovy riff, short and sweet. Do it, yeah. Please, please listen to the children. He just repeats the same lyrics over and over, but it's a classic Doors song with the, you know, guitar heavy riff. And then it goes into Easy Ride, which was written by Jim Morrison. This track is probably my least favorite track on the album. It's kind of like an old-timey, hoedown, gospel-y, churchy kind of thing. but it's very Doorsy in its breaks, you know, and its song breaks. You know, I don't particularly like this track. This would probably be my least favorite on the album. That ends side one. Side two opens up with Wild Child, written by Jim Morrison. One of my favorite songs by The Doors. Classic groove. I know one thing about The Doors is that Jim Morrison really loved Robbie Krieger when he played slide, you know, and he encouraged him to play slide as much as he could. After that, we got Runnin' Blue, written by Robbie Krieger. Spirited, folksy, got great horns that accent the song very well. I like it. Then it goes into Wishful Sinful, written by Robbie Krieger. Really good song. You almost can't picture this song without those strings and without those flutes. And it works. It's a very great poppy song. And if Krieger really did write the words as well as the music, you know, he was a good lyricist. He was a great songwriter. And then it ends the album with the title track, The Soft Parade, one of the most ultimate Doors opuses ever. I love this track. And it's all just little bits of poetry, and each parts of these you know, lines of prose is set to like these different styles of music, and then it builds up to this groove. Boom, 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 you know, classic Doors, and it just stretches out into, you know, madness, guitar keeping it together, the organs keeping it together, the drums, you know, all tribal, and then here comes Morrison all spread out with different voices saying something here, call and response, and then like all coming together in these maniacal choruses. Man, it's great way to end the album. To me, it's one of these things. Yes, they're definitely changing their sound, but again, it's only on 4 of the songs where they do it, but it makes such a big impression that you kind of forget that this album is not dominated by strings and horns and, you know, augmented players outside of the Doors being on the songs. So it's a good mixed bag, and I think that the extra production and all the horns and everything, it works. You know, I think it boosts, it elevates the Doors and their songs to more of a sophisticated pop. Whether or not they like the output, you know, and the way it turned out, I don't know about that, but for me, I enjoy it. It's an album I'll put on wholly. I mean, outside of the track Easy Ride, even that, you know, whatever style the Doors, you know, pursued, whether it be pop or blues or, you know, getting a little R&B-ish, funky even, you know, they did it their way, you know, they approached it like the Doors, and so they were good at that. And I think when they get to this stage, especially with Krieger opening up his songwriting well, it's good. It's a nice turn. Soft Parade is definitely one of my favorite Doors albums. Can you guess what my other top favorite Doors album would be? I'm not gonna say, I'll just give a hint. It's not LA Woman. But if my words made any sense to you, I think it'll be an easy guess. What's your opinion of the Soft Parade? Are you somebody that really hates it, or does it have a soft spot in your heart like it does for me? Tell me in the comments. That's what the comment section is for. 2025, you're going to see a lot more videos coming your way. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring that notification bell so you'll always get notified when you go on YouTube. You'll see that I posted a new video. It'll tell you, and you can click on it and it'll take you right there. In the description of all my videos and my home channel page, gives you an idea of what this channel's about. Gives you some emails if you want to donate via PayPal. If you want to correspond with me, take a look. All the info is there. And more importantly, I want to thank you all for watching. Never be afraid to step into the pleasure den of the absurd.